Oh, what about ye? On the ramp today is big Volvo XC90. This car's been in here before for a parking brake. However, it's come back because it's failed MOT. So it's failed MOT on these items here. Headlamp, incorrect alignment, front. We checked that, it is out very little. Exhaust system split, near side rear, back box, and shock absorber leaking, offside rear. And well, in this video, we'll be having a wee look at these shock absorbers. 18.50 for a retest fee. There we go. Right, let's have a wee look see. Near side rear, was it? Or offside rear? Shock absorbers. Well, there we go. It's correct. It's a bit damp looking, right enough. So we'll get on that. Yeah, okay. So, by the way, the parking brake job we did at the back, the customer says the parking brake has never been as good as what it is now. Well, sure, we'll leave a wee link up in the corner there if you're interested in what we did to make this parking brake work. These XC90s are notorious for having a bad parking brake. And if you watch that video there, this guy has owned this car from new. So he says that the parking brake has never been good on this car from the day he owned it. So the original shock absorbers that would have been fitted to this car are these Nivomat shock absorbers, which are self-leveling. So whenever you put a load in the back of the car, as the car drives along, it builds up high pressure and levels the car out. So there's a high pressure accumulator inside it, so there's a wee bit of goings on in there. So as a result, they're very expensive to replace. So this guy tells me that he bought this kit here about 2 years ago, and it's 250 quid, including heavy duty springs and standard shock absorbers then. So that's why he's a wee bit bemused that we'll have one that is leaking. So if we look down there, if you use your car and intend to have a parcel load of 7 passengers and no luggage, for example, 99% of the time you probably won't notice any difference. But if you regularly tow or frequently have it at full load, it would be advantageous to replace with new Nivomat dampers if your budget allows. So for 2 of these Nivomat dampers, you're talking about 1,000 quid. So these were fitted to the XC90 in Europe as standard, but in other territories they were an optional extra. So that's the driver's side one, and underneath this bus, the other one, it's as dry as a bone. But we should replace the 2. Unfortunately, at the minute we only have the 1, but well, we'll replace the 2 anyway. Regarding the exhaust ain't too bad. Back box. So there's the problem with the back box there. I told the guy I could have welded this up, you know, and it would have done him, but he wants a new exhaust on, and he doesn't want to come back. He says, oh, if you start welding that, you'll be only welding it again, and all that there. Just replace it. Well, just stuck a jack under there. Probably don't really need it to be there, but we'll put it on there anyway. And have a look at this top bit. So if that seat folded forward there, and this one, then if I chuck that up there, and then under here, what have I got? So you see that all cut there, so I think you might have to cut a bit of the carpet. And what's this? There we go. That's us. Let's see, we put a bit of P on it here. Lovely. And what's that there? 18 on a go through socket. So I can see through that socket. Hello, maybe that'll come up in the camera. and a T45 in there. There's a counter hold, but I'm expecting this to be... Oh, there we go. I thought it was going to be tighter, but I have to remember, guy says these were changed before. So, what do I need? A ratchet. And we'll have a ratchet fetched. Right, we have a 15 on here. Let's see if this is going to come. A couple of tappy tap taps. And a pry bar. Come on. Well, lucky enough the camera survived that incident there. I'll give this a wee... There we go. Sacks. Yeah. Well, it is leaking. It's still like stiff enough. I've just noticed, is this the cause of premature failure? I don't know if it'll come up on camera here or not. But there's a wee breach in the chrome plating, just there. If we can see it. Bing. And the new one we're fitting is a melee. And with all new shockers, I need to give her a few pumps, 3 or 4. So there is a mount here that goes on top of that shock absorber, and there's a couple of contact points on it. So we'll just see on the orientation. Probably doesn't make any difference, but we'll put it in the way it was, you know. So we'll have a wee look up in here. Let's see if we can see. Right, so the contact points are front to back. I'll get around from the bottom. That'll do for now. And a new nut with that. And an A-lock one. Get that started. And that one there is an Allen, I think. It's 5mm on that one. And it's 60 Newton meters in this. Click! In the previous adventure, didn't really clean this bolt up too much. So, lesson learned, we'll keep the camera away from the subject and we'll zoom in instead. And we'll get this lined up. I've a bit of sneeze on the bolt and blue loop on the end of it. It's far too much on that, to be honest with you. But let's see if she goes in. Then we'll just back her off half a turn. So of course you always want to load her up, the suspension that is, before you tighten anything with a bushing nut. So there is no real spec for this that Volvo gives regarding torque. So it's nip her up, but it's an M10 bolt, so that would normally be in around the 50 Newton meters if you want to know a torque. So click! Well, there we go. I think that's it for this one. Many thanks for watching. As ever, maybe you get something out of it, and all the best, and shiny.